I wanted to learn something. It's a little it's early. It's Wednesday, Yom Revi, but already Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, already Yom Revi, Chamishi, and Shishi are called Lefnei the Shabbos. It's called in front of the Shabbos, already Shayach in some way to the Shabbos that's coming. We're not done with Yisra at all. Yesterday, but I want to share something at the beginning of Mishpatim for a couple of minutes. In Mishpatim, the Torah Kedosha describes a person who's sold as an Eved. Describes somebody who's sold as an Eved. And we know that if a guy is sold as an Eved, we know that he works for 6 years. The 7th year, he's done from service. He's only sold for 6 years. There are a lot of halachos, how you're allowed to work your Eved Ivri. You can't just give him any job. There's an Isser Leisir Dubai Befarech that rules how to work in Eved Ivri, but he works 6 years. On the 7th year, he goes free. Now, all of us know, amazingly, in Baal Ishu, the rule is if he came in married, the master is allowed to give him a shifcha, is allowed to tell him to marry a shifcha, is allowed to give him a wife. Quotations are very important, because it's not a real wife, but while he's an Eved, this guy is an Eved, he's sold as an Eved, and the Adain, the boss, is allowed to give him a wife, but only if he came and married, ironically. If he came and married, the Adain could give him a wife, a shifcha. He lives with the shifcha, and the Adain keeps the children. Even his children are not really his. After, when he leaves 7 years, his wife, quote unquote, stays by the Adain, and the children stay. They belong. They're called the children of what's called they're Avadim. They're actually an Eved Kanani. They belong to the Adain. But he could have, normally a Yid's not allowed to marry a Shifcha. Normally a Yid is not allowed to marry a Shifcha. Shifcha is the din, she's a Shifcha Knanis. A Yid's not allowed to marry a Shifcha Knanis. However, if a guy is sold as an Even and he's a married man, the Adain could give him this Shifcha. They live together and he gets the children. The Adain gets the children. He has a right to give a Shifcha. Now, if the Adain gives him a wife and they have children or daughters, son or daughters, when he leaves after 7 years, he exits, and the Isha still says she's a Shifcha Knanis. She stays by the Adain. The children that they had together, I put quotations, the children, they're not really his kids, they're his kids of sorts, they stay by the Adain and he walks out free. Now keep in mind, at least according to one day in the Gemara, this Eved, we're going to assume the story is he stole. The Eved stole, he didn't have enough money to pay back. And he sold as an Eved Ivri to pay back for money that he stole, that he absolutely has a chayiv to pay back. A person has a mitzvah d'oraisa, they hate to return gneva that he stole, gnela and gzela that he stole, he has a mitzvah d'oraisa to return it. This fella doesn't have the money to return what he stole, so he sold as an Eved. At the end of the time of Avdos, Vim Amar, so by the 7th year he leaves, he's done with Avdos. Vim Amar Yoimer Eved, however, if the Eved says, Ahavti es Adoni, I love my master. It was so good for me those 6 years. The master's Dacha Yid Shlomo, listen to this story, Shlomo. We all like stories. The master's Dacha Good, he's a Yid. The master treats him beautifully. The halacha's like that. The halach is the master has to treat him. Your mamish not let you're not allowed to give your Eved any degrading work. If you have degrading work, the master has to do it. Do you know if you have one nice mattress, the only one in the house, the Eved gets the nice mattress. Your mamish treat him. Do you know whatever for you have steaks for supper, you're not allowed to give him like meatballs. He gets the steak also. He gets whatever fancy suppers. You got meatballs are fancy also, put down meatballs. But if you have expensive stuff, he gets the expensive stuff also. His mamish treated beautifully. So Vim Amar Yoimer Eved. The Eved says, Haftias Adoni. I mamish love my master. As Ishti, I love my wife. He likes the lady, the Shifra Knanis, he likes her. Ves Banai and my sons. His children in servitude he likes. Lo Eitze Chavshi, I refuse to go free. If the Eved in the 7th year says, I don't want to go free, Lo Eitze Chavshi. Ahavti, I like es Adoni, ves Ishti, ves Banai. I like my Adon, I like my wife, and I like my children. So the master brings him to the door. He gishav Adon el Elohim. The master brings him to judges. The judges bring him to a door. V'ratza Adon ves Azla b'martzeya. They drill him in the air. V'avadai lo'olam, and he serves for 50 years. He stays for 50 years. He stays. Clearly, that we drill him in the air. Clearly, there's something he's not hearing well. Clearly, he's not understanding something. There's something wrong with his shmiya, his hearing, and he's not hearing well. Now, when I think about this fellow, there's an irony here that has to be spoken, and I suspect it's much more than an irony. There's something going on here that anybody listening to this story, and I ask everybody to focus for a minute, Mayor. There's something so fascinating here, and to me it talks to our own lives. If everybody could pay attention to this Eved. Please, please pay attention to the story. You have this guy who stole, he's not doing well, and he's sold as an Eved. And his experience as an Eved, he's given a Shifcha Knanis. Remember, he's a married man who has a wife and children. He's given a Shifcha Knanis. And together they have children. And he says at the end, I love my master, I love my wife, and I love my kids. La'etzei chavshi, I don't want to go free. And what I want to point out is what's wrong with staying in Eved is we have an Adon. We're Avdei Hashem. We spoke yesterday that we're born for free will. We're born, we shouldn't give up our choices. We said on Sunday, Matanas Yechia, somebody who hates presents lives, don't be beholden to anybody. We're all designed to have our own free will, not to give up our free will to anybody. We have our own decisions, our own choice. You don't give up. Don't sell out. And we're supposed to be Avdei Hashem, not Avadim to anybody else. It's so interesting, JD. This fellow says, I love my master. I'm not going free. And what's the Aveira not to go free is you have a deeper master. You have your real master. You have your master, the Rebbeinu Shalom, who was supposed to be Avadim to. But he says, I love this master. Now, the job of the human master was only to get him in touch, to rehabilitate this Ganav, for him to learn, and in appreciating this master, to appreciate his ultimate master. He says, I love my wife. His real wife is in freedom. This is a quasi-wife. He's handed a shifcha. When he goes free, he doesn't stay with her. I love my children. You have real children. All these things, Adoni Ishti Vesbanai, is he's falling for a fake of it.
Ow.
Now I want to suggest to the Chevra, it's like a tragic story that a guy says, I love my master, my wife, and my kids. It's like, oh my gosh, I love my wife. Run back to your wife. Run back to your wife. I love my children, you have real children. These are all replacement players. They're all not the real deal. Now, Chika, I wonder that this guy actually could take his experience of loving his master and learning from there to love his real master. You love your master. You have an Adain, you have the Adain Akol who's waiting for you. He loves his wife. Excellent. Now go back to your real wife. You've learned something from your experience. I'm sorry?
You automatically had a real life. You couldn't.
The halacha is if he didn't have a wife, you're not allowed to give him a wife. And begapa yavid, begapa yetze. So he had a wife. You love your children, go back to your children. Now it doesn't have to be your children, but have children. So Michal, what hits me It used to hit me, Stam, this guy, you want to like shake the guy. I love my wife. Oh, no, please don't say that. You have a real wife. I love my wife. It's like, oh, no. My children have children that are yours. You have an Adon for all eternity. So you could just learn how people sell out. I wonder, Chika, that his experience actually are supposed to design to bring him to his Adon. This experience, and the way it's written, it says, excellent, excellent. You've learned something. Now Chaparain. He says, I don't want to go free. I want to stay by that which was designed to bring me somewhere. The it's funny, when he first says, I don't want to say funny because it's so sad. When he first says, there's such good things to say. I love my Adon. It's so good to have a boss. By the way, he's right to like his Adon. It's good to have an Adon. It's very comforting. I have this theory, really. I have a theory. People have things they like and they don't know they like it. I have a theory, and anybody can argue me. You call me delusional. I think you go to a shul, people like a quick speech, not a guy who gives a long speech. I think somebody gives a speech. I'll tell you a Maisa in Heller, Rabbi, who taught me a lot about running things. I've heard him give speeches after davening. I said, why'd you do that? And it's very, very healthy that kids feel somebody's leading. I like after a davening, we come to a davening, give a drasha like there's a yeshiva davening. It's a good feeling. Sit down for it. Chevra appreciates. Short. Kalish goes on and on. I think, then I don't know if people like it, in a shul, I think it's a very good feeling that there's something called a Rav. The shul has leadership. Somebody's thinking about us. I think a shul, there's no speech in a shul. I'll give another example. Guys come to a yeshiva, I think opening night, there should be a speech. Short. But the sense, I've come to somebody, I think it's a very bad feeling to come to a school on the first night, there's no speech. Even just give short, the sense that somebody's here, somebody cares for me, I'm in somebody's hand, I've come to somebody. They're all different things that we like and we don't know we like. This guy was an Evan, and he says, I like an Adon. People think an Adon is such a lousy thing. They ask a kasha that what's the freedom of Yetzias Mitzrayim? We became an Eved to Hashem. So I mean, you're free from an Eved L'Paya of Eved Hashem. I think I want you to know, I think it's good to be an Eved. Of course, a haftias Adoni. Who doesn't like an Adon? The Adon takes care of him. A human being's meant to have an Adon. A human being likes somebody's an Adon. Who wants hefkeris? We're designed to be. Ana Avdod Kuj, we're designed to have an Adon. The Teretz says you have an Adon like Paray. It's a farce. We're not against, it's interesting. Paray tricked us into being Avadim. By the way, you know why we fell for the trick? Because I have a secret. We want an Adon. Don't tell anybody. We're actually born to have an Adon. A human being is like rudderless, is the worst feeling in the world. He feels disgusting. You know, we're actually designed to have an Adon Hashem. People don't like to have no Adon. It's ridiculous. We have a sense that we're designed to answer, to loyally serve somebody. It's the deepest inside of us to be loyal, to serve a melech loyally. The problem with Paray is not we were Avadim. The problem was we were Avadim leParay. The problem wasn't Avdos. It was the wrong Avdos to the wrong person. A Havdiyas Adoni is a good tezach. A guy had an Adon who's impacted by God, not a Paray. Mamish had a good Adon who kept the Torah. He said, Mamish like my Adon. It was so comforting. I slept so nicely. I had a guy who cared for me. Think about this fellow has a beautiful Adon. You know what he should do now? He should go free and be an Adon and be an Evet to Hashem. He says, being an Evet brought him somewhere. When he has a good Adon, if you have a lousy Adon, so you say, oh, I don't like Adonim. Oh, get me. This guy's experience said, I have to Adoni. That's to me, it's such a good tezach. He said, I like my Adon. He learned from his experience to like his Adon. In that atmosphere, he said, I have to Ishti. in such an environment. He was cared for. He likes his wife. As Banai likes his children, he's learned all the. So now go free. Now go free and grab Adoni and Ishtay Banai, the real deal. He's Leitze Chavshi. I'm saying stuck. I'm staying in the forest thing. There are many experiences in our life that actually could bring us to a sense of I want an Isha, I want Yeladim, I want that which is eternal. I want the connections, so now go free and grab the thing, grab the real thing. We live in a generation that's craving relationship, like crazy, and running after farces of it. Eitzei Chavshi, go free and grab the real thing. We're craving companionship, go grab it. Find an Isha. We're craving to give and to share. Have a mishpacha, beautiful. I watched over the Shabbos people with their children. I want to share something with the Chevra. Moshe, I try to share this before Mincha, but I want the Chevra, please listen to this. Every single guy, we have a chasnir, we have Aaron a chasnir. Please listen to this, Chevra. Like this, Chevra, listen well. I watch Shabbos, people have young children, they work very hard. To take care of children is a lot of work. They put crazy chesed into their kids. You wake up middle of the night to take care of your kid. You wake up in the morning, early in the morning. Shabbos morning, I heard the kids were up. Kids get up about 6. Kids don't listen to the memos. Here you have a young man, he's a Waterbury guy. In Yeshiva, we dad, you come 9:30, you mamish like you're a Vasikin Yid. You come Shabbos day 9:30. And all of a sudden, his kid's up at 6. The kid doesn't get the memo. He doesn't get them. He's up 6 in the morning, and you wake up and you take care of your kid. You're playing with him. You're reading with him. You're running. He wants a lolly. You're looking around the hotel for a lolly. The kid's up. So I watch guys take care of their children. Please listen to this. If my job is to raise kids that are Avdei Hashem, who raise kids that are Avdei Hashem, raise kids that are Avdei Hashem, then the world's a Ponzi scheme. Who serves Hashem? I just raise him to serve, who raises him to serve. It's a Ponzi scheme. See each one, Ponzi scheme, you get money to pay back, to pay back, to pay back. What's going on here? I want to express that the goal of raising children, of course, we all want our kids to be servants of Hashem, but of course, please understand that there's a tremendous kedusha. Our job is to shine a light of holiness to this world, to bring godliness. So each of us have an ur to bring here. Each of us have opportunities. You know how gorgeous it is a father's being. It's not just what's going to come. Your kid's now going to be from. Do you know the ur when a tata behaves like a tata? It's like stunning. To watch over Shabbos fathers holding their children, giving a lolly to the kid, waking up early. Do you know you're unleashing godliness in this world, the deepest chesed? It's like stunning. The whole world was created for that. The chesed is being shined. Beautiful of care, of love, of ava, of selflessness, of giving. It's not just what they'll become. It's each action of giving, of care. It's like stunning. Now, we're human. I think a father could be in the space if he takes care of himself. If a father is in that space, you could literally feel it. There are times we take care of our children, it feels like ne'ilah mamish, like a holiness. Don't listen to the media and understand this. It could feel beautiful, like you do when you do a mitzvah. It's beautiful. You shake a lulav, you light him a menorah. A father taking care of son 6 in the morning. I'm not going to lie, he's pushing himself. But the that he's bringing to the world, that he's caring for his kids, now guy has to be in a good state, like any mitzvah. The simcha shel mitzvah, you have to take care of yourself. You have to even know what's going on. The chesed, this is the real chesed. All the other chesed, Kam Simcha is incredible. They help kids and sick children, incredible. Chaverim, unbelievable. We've all gained Hatzalah Naira. All of that is chesed shein kamayu. The deepest chesed in the world is the mother's up 5:30 taking care of her kid. The father 6 of the whole world, that's the chesed, the ikar chesed of the Welt. Father 6 in the morning is running after his kid. It's like the whole world is for that. Woo! That ava, that chesed, that kindness, that care, the ganze Welt. So that's the deepest chesed. It says about olam haba, olam hafach, we see a backwards world. We live in a world, the chasadim that are broadcast is somebody goes to Africa and is nice to the Rwandans. I promise that's amazing. That's really amazing. It should be. But that overflows from the man who wakes up 5 in the morning to his son. That's the main chesed of the world. I'm talking about a brother for months being good to a brother and caring for a brother. That's the ikar of the world. That's like the whole world stands on that. That's a chesed goimel nafshay. Somebody who's good to mishpachta, to his family. There's a tremendous a neurodik I felt like this past Shabbos was like an gadol, the whole Shabbos. But watching like Chevra, watching Avram Garnas take care of his son is an gadol. Mamish walking around, comforting his son, holding. That's like the chesed. It's an gadol of a tata. That's mamish what the world was created for chesed. There's 3 amudim of the Welt. That's the ikar chesed, a tata. You go when you travel on a plane. Maybe my wife's on a plane right now. You think about planes. You travel on a plane, a mishpacha comes on with little children. It's the whole Welt, the ganze Welt's created. A father, a mother holding a child, comforting a child, encouraging a child is chesed naira. It's a tremendous, tremendous of emistic kindness that comes out. By the way, the what that brings out, we're all children of Hashem. It's mo'ir rachmei shemayim in an unbelievable manner. We're Hashem's children. And a father takes care of his son. A father takes care of his son. So I wanna suggest to the chevra that this guy who's an Eved, and he had been a ganav, he had been a thief, he had been on a downslide, and he becomes an Eved, and he has an experience where his Adon is good to him, and he learns a hafdiyas Adoni, that he learns what an Adon is, and he appreciates his Adon. His job now is to go free and grab on to the ultimate Adon. He learns he has an Isha who's a pretend Isha, but in his experience, the hafdiyas Ishti as he should. Taking care, you know, when it comes to Haftias Ishti Vesbanai, by the way, he's a shtickle, a giver. The guy in this matziv received the Haftias Adoni. When he receives in a nice manner, Maisha, I think there's a correlation. He's receiving nicely and he says, I like my Ishti and Banai. It's so interesting to me that in receiving in a nice manner, he becomes a good giver also. And he says, I like my wife and kids. But the sad part is the fellow says, La'itze chafshi, I won't go free. I won't learn now. Now go to your Isha. Your Isha, that's your Isha for all eternity. In Olam Haba, you sit next to her. You're next to an Isha. You're not going to sit next to her for 6 years. You're supposed to leave. It's temporary. It's not your real Isha. Now good, you were so well taken care of. You learn what it means to care for another. You actually like your wife. Excellent. Now go home to your Isha for Ol Meyadel and Eitzach. The one you're going to sit next to in Olam Haba. It's Leitzei Chavshi. I want to stay with the mashal. He doesn't expand. He doesn't learn what he learned. He doesn't learn what he learned about connection and relationship. His want to give, his want to share, his want to take care. I don't know the answer, Relly. It's so interesting. I love what Relly asked. The guy, how does he get stuck like this? It's so frustrating, Moshe. I don't know the answer. Maybe this year we should figure it out. Relly asked, I want to hear you say, Moshe. Can I ask Relly's question? What? Who did? Did he? Somebody say, let's try to figure it out right here and now. Fakir. Relly asked that how does the guy get stuck like this? He's like led to such a good space. This is one of the most frustrating psukim because he learns to love his Adon. So you're right there. You learn to like your Adon. When any one of our kids would say this line, it's like the happiest thing in the world. I like an Adon. I like an Adon. You learned the best thing ever if you like an Adon. By the way, you have it. Yeah, you learned the best thing ever from Ahavtias Adoni. The dream of all of our lives, you should say Ahavtias Adoni. And this guy is like right there to Ahavtias Adoni. Ves Ishti, he says, I like my wife. Achrayas, taking care, connection. Ves Banai, raising children. He's mamish, every dream love. He says, La'itzei Chavshi, I don't want to go free. He doesn't want to take it and run with it. I don't know. I don't know what stops this La'itzei Chavshi when you've learned it.
This temporal, fleeting world is alluring, and people say,
But he has the Adain. He liked that.
we all have the other.
We're wondering why this guy would leave. Maybe he didn't like his life so much. He felt the need. If he's the guy that stole. He didn't feel Hashem was being good to him. Finally, he finds like a different Hashem almost, and like this guy is being great.
That always brings us. The Adon himself was good to him. Anybody would analyze why the Adon's good. It's because of Torah, because of the godliness. Any Adon is good to us. We sense where it's coming from. We sense it. We know it. The Adon himself's a tzaddik. He sees the Adon, the whole tzidkus of the Adon points to Hashem. Everything about such an Adon. This is an Adon who took care of his Eved al pi HaTorah. And the guy's Zahavtias Adon. He mamish like learned it. Le'etzei Chashi. He doesn't want to go free. I don't know what stops him from going free. I hear Michal saying to me. He's been pointed to the Adon. He's been pointed to the Adon of the Adon.
Rabbi's almost making it sound like he could leave and live happily ever after with his real life. And
He's been brought to that. He likes. If he says Zahavtias Adon, you get it.
No, you don't. So he would leave and feel the same love by Hashem.
What do you say?
He would leave and feel the same love by Hashem and his wife.
He's capable. That's the one who told his Adon everything. That's the one who taught his Adon. I say on this guy that there are ways to connect to the same Adon that your Adon connected to, who taught you about this, who taught you about all stuff. That's why you have such a good Adon, because he's loyal to his Adon. So then.
He only went to steal because he felt that Hashem was taking good care of you. Now you're going to say he's always taking perfect care of you.
You're saying he's still as from before. He's not. I just look like he's been healed because he says after Sadoni.
I don't need not the concept of opulence or whatever it's called. It doesn't say I like the concept of having a master. I like my master.
But that means you heard that in Adon. This master's all coming from that Adon. I don't know what I hear. I hear Michal and Shekar saying, it bothers me your kasherelli. Like, what makes a guy get stuck here? Lo'etzei Chavshi. I want to point out, and maybe like Rav Ezi says, people don't always take it back to what it's saying to them. They're not listening to what it's saying. It's kind of remarkable, Michal. Everything this guy's saying, what he's shy is like whatever we want to bring everybody to, what all of us want to come to. And he's right there. He's somehow too afraid of the freedom of having this in the deepest way, in the most real of ways. Somehow he's afraid of this. Ishti, you have a real ish, and you've learned what it means to be. He's saying Ishti means he gets it, taking care of somebody, connecting to somebody, being a Baal. This means something to you. So, let's go. Banai, my children, you have real children that are yours, that you have a deep, profound connection, and you're right, and you get it. I look at this guy, I don't look at him as a fake. I look at him waking up early in the morning for children, but there's not mamish banim, but there's some imitation banim, and it brought him to a good place. He likes the situation. I don't know what stops. I do suspect that many Avadim had this experience, and from Rav Geiser, I do remember him saying that Ahavti es Ishvas Banai is not the problem. That's very good, excellent. That's for sure. I want to say the guy who says Ahavti es Adoni v'Ishvas Banai was supposed to happen. We hope that happens. It's not a problem. I love my master. Oh no, Ahavti es Adoni is the dream. And he said, I love my master. And it could bring him to every... As Ishti is excellent. It's good that he likes his wife. Under this Adon that he had, who treated him well, who brought him to a beautiful world, so as Banai also, as Ishti, as Banai should happen. The whole problem is, Layetzei Chavshi, those three tragic words. Somehow people get settled. He had something that could have brought the world to him.
We don't need that guy when we're not happy. They can be happy. Something more. Not the word they don't have.
Right. It's a great world that he has. We're shaykh. Layetze, why she's right. It's not. We're not like troubled. Oh no, it was good. It's good that was good, but you have the capacity of like expansion. Layetze, maybe we all have our own things. You know what this brings me to? This brings me one area. This brings me to. I even want to say a guy's raised by parents. And it's people get married. It's hard. They're leaving something. I just was talking to a chassan, Mamish Rabish 2 nights ago. It's hard. He was crying. He's leaving something. He's walking down the aisle. He's leaving something. You love it. Now build it for all eternity. You could taste it bigger and more. By the way, people struggle to leave Waterbury in some men. Take it to the world. Bring it. Make it yours. What you've learned, you could have it deeper. People get comfortable in a certain matzav. Rav Geisler has spoken, we've spoken in the past of things we lose, and we have the opportunity of having it deeper. And often people hold on, they don't want to go out free. We're happy this guy's experience. Was a good tazach. It's the best thing that happened. I'm not getting involved that he has bad time as what's true. Now the guy said, beautiful. That's such a good experience. I think in our lives when we say I don't want to lose it, sometimes be willing to lose it, to get it bigger, to get it more. This I want to say, that what he looks like he's losing, he's going to have it more. There's a scene here of a guy, that alone is impressionable. Could you picture there's a guy who doesn't want to leave this wife to go to Israel? I don't want to lose her. It's like so frustrating. Let go and you're going to get your wife. It's remarkable. Picture the scene. I picture the scene, Chevra. He's holding Chet. He's holding his little boy Chet, the Eved, the Canaan. He's the guy. He's holding Chet. He's like, I don't want to lose Chet. Put Chet down and you can, Baruch's waiting for you. Yossel's waiting, Mamish. He won't let go of Chet. If Chet goes, he has Yossel. It's true. He can have Yossel. It's very cool. The Eitzei Chavshi is holding on to Mamish Chet. He can't let go. A guy literally would have a lottery ticket, and it's worth millions, but he mamish got attached to his lottery ticket. The lottery ticket was wonderful. He mamish, it was dreams and hopes for months. Such a good tazach. He won now, and he mamish can't give it. If he would give it in, they'd give him back millions. But he's so attached. It's so nice that he likes Chet, and Chet was wonderful for him. Chet saved his life. Now let go of Chet and pick up Baruch. What? Yeah, but it's a chatzi child, but it's not fully related. It's not. It's real. But these things, even
the master and the wife, I hear. Like, come on.
Even the child and the human experience, whatever is true in the Torah is true. So in some deep way, you're not as connected. You're not as connected. Real. These are real things. He's not as connected.
Where's my child?
Real wife and kids.
Could have been a Snapple.
Right now he's not able to provide for his real wife.
I won't even say that. By the way, what I want to say, what Chika said. By the way, the master took care of the wife and kids. Even that, it's not the same. Yeah, but it's not the same. You have kids that it's on you. You have kids that are yours.
He tried stealing for them. He got caught.
Whatever he had before Ishti Vesbanai, we could talk about that and think about that. It's worthy to think. He didn't have Ishti, but he didn't understand it. That's for sure. Now the guys are hafti asadan v'sherbani. So let go. How cool is it that you could let go of this isha and get an isha? I think all of us have many things in our life that we can let go of this and have the real zach. You know you're capable of having the real zach? No. You can't. Let go of this and have the real thing. Let go of this and get the real thing. Let go of this. Oh, I can't. If you'd but let go, and this thing might have even brought you there, but let go and get the real deal. It's the story, Chevra. I'm not coming. I didn't talk today. Today, just God spoke. We're reading the Chumash. It's a crazy story of a guy who's holding on to something that's so hard to part, and he doesn't want to let go. And if he would just let go, he'd walk into it. He'd walk into his Isha. Whoa. And this Isha might have brought him to that Isha, but let go and you'll have the real deal. You can't let go.
The guys that got had no money, he was struggling.
I hear why. It's funny. Morty, Chika, and Michola, I get what they're saying about this guy because it brought him somewhere and it was good for him. I agree. This Ishan, I don't even say it's bad that he said that he was into it, and he's right. and it changed his life. Now just go free. Now advance, tamshich, go forward. You'll take what you found, what you have, what your expansion. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. The Chevra could take it out. It's an amazing story here. It's an amazing story. A guy who holds on to this Isha, and la'etzei chavshi, and he has the possibility of letting go and getting his Isha. It's an amazing story. Yeah. Okay, we'll stop here. We learned the story today. We went out of order. We learned the story. I gotta run. Rai Farkash is waiting. I can't keep Rai Farkash waiting. That's right.
Take on the real wife and kids.
So it says the Yatzah. They leave. It says that Tilda and he has to.
So then think about like why he gets two families. He knows his two families are provided for. Maybe he's being with himself. If he stays with his master, I was thinking it doesn't. To know that your kids are fed. He loved his kids enough to